For more than a decade, Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe have stood side by side, their names nearly inseparable in the hearts of Outlander fans around the world. As Jamie and Claire Fraser, they created one of television's most iconic love stories, a partnership so compelling that many viewers often blurred the line between fiction and reality. Off-screen, their camaraderie seemed equally unshakable, marked by playful banter in interviews, genuine affection at fan conventions, and a loyalty that fans described as soul-level friendship. But this week, Caitríona Balfe made a statement that has left the fandom shaken, and could strike a painful blow to Sam Heughan himself. During a recent interview promoting her latest independent film, Caitríona was asked the inevitable question that has followed her since Outlander announced its final season: would she and Sam consider working together again on a future project? The interviewer framed it as a dream scenario, perhaps a romantic drama, a stage production, or even a major Hollywood film. Fans have long clung to the hope that the pair's legendary chemistry might transcend Outlander into another creative venture. Caitríona's response, however, stunned everyone. "I love Sam dearly," she began, her tone carefully measured. "But I think we've shared something so intense, so intimate on screen for so many years that it might not be healthy to try to recreate that in another project. It's been wonderful, but I also have to consider my family and my own boundaries." The interviewer pressed for clarification. Caitríona sighed softly, then added, "When you play roles that require that level of closeness, that level of intimacy, it inevitably spills over. People start expecting it in real life. It's not fair to me, to my family, or even to Sam. I feel it's time for both of us to explore different creative paths." The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. For fans, the statement was both shocking and heartbreaking. Social media lit up almost immediately with reactions ranging from disbelief to disappointment. "Did Caitríona just say she doesn't want to work with Sam again?" one fan tweeted, their post racking up thousands of likes within minutes. Another wrote, "This feels like the end of an era. No more Sam-Caitríona together? My heart can't take it." For many, the idea that Caitríona would openly distance herself from future collaborations with Sam was almost unthinkable. Their connection had been the anchor of Outlander, the very reason many tuned in week after week. To hear her suggest that closeness with Sam might have crossed into a territory that strained her personal life was a revelation few were prepared for. What made the comment even more poignant was the personal layer. Caitríona, who is married and a mother, has always been fiercely protective of her private life. Over the years, she has spoken candidly about the challenges of balancing her career with her family. This latest statement seemed to hint at deeper tensions. The idea that the intimacy fans adored on-screen may have had unintended consequences off-screen, consequences that affected not just her but those closest to her. The ripple effect was immediate. Entertainment outlets ran with bold headlines. Caitríona Balfe draws line. No more projects with Sam Heughan. Balfe's statement sparks rumors of rift with Heughan. Some commentators praised her candor, calling it a courageous act of boundary setting in an industry that often demands personal sacrifice. Others, however, speculated that such words might sting for Sam, who has frequently spoken of his admiration for Caitríona and their creative partnership. Inside fan forums, emotions ran high. Some defended Caitríona fiercely. "She's right. She owes no one her life. She has a family now. Respect her choice." Others, however, expressed a sense of loss. "Outlander gave us magic because of them. To think we'll never see that magic again outside the show. It feels like heartbreak all over." The sense of finality in her words was hard to ignore. Caitríona had not simply dodged the question or given a diplomatic non-answer. She had drawn a line in the sand, making it clear that the era of Sam and Caitríona as an on-screen duo may truly be over. And yet, her statement left one haunting question unanswered. How would Sam Heughan respond? Would he remain silent, as he so often does in the face of rumors and speculation? Would he issue a statement of support, even if the words stung? Or would his own emotions, hurt, disappointment, perhaps even sadness, finally come to the surface? Fans could only wait, their hearts caught between admiration for Caitríona's honesty and fear of what her words might mean for the bond they had cherished for so long. Because if Caitríona truly meant what she said, then Sam Heughan's world, and the world of millions of fans, had just shifted forever. Caitríona Balfe's candid remarks spread like wildfire. Within hours, entertainment outlets plastered her words across their websites, while social media spiraled into a storm of reactions. The Outlander fandom, long known for its passion and loyalty, found itself divided in a way it hadn't been since the earliest seasons. For the first time, it wasn't Jamie and Claire's fate under discussion. It was Sam and Caitríona's future as collaborators, perhaps even as friends. Twitter became the battleground. Some users rallied behind Caitríona, praising her bravery. She has every right to set boundaries. She's a wife, a mother, and a woman who doesn't owe us endless Jamie and Claire reenactments, one post read. Another wrote, I admire Caitríona for speaking up. Too often, women in this industry are forced into situations that make them uncomfortable. She's protecting her family, respect that. But for others, the words landed like a betrayal. How could she say this knowing how much Sam adores their partnership? One heartbroken fan asked. Another lamented, this feels like the end of magic. I can't imagine Sam without Caitríona by his side. Some even speculated that her statement hinted at hidden tensions between the two, a rift that fans had never noticed but now feared might be real. Instagram Reels and TikTok edits flooded in, juxtaposing clips of their most iconic Outlander moments with Caitríona's interview soundbite, the captions reading, was it all too real? And, the end of an era. The press seized the moment, spinning narratives in every direction. Some magazines framed Caitríona's words as a bold act of independence. Variety ran with the headline, Balfe chooses family over fame. Others opted for the sensational, Caitríona Balfe rejects Heughan collaboration. What really happened? Commentators debated whether her statement was a subtle criticism of the public's obsession with her and Sam's chemistry. One cultural critic argued, Caitríona is pointing out something uncomfortable, that fandom's hunger for intimacy between stars can place pressure on real lives. She's pushing back against that expectation. Yet gossip columns painted a harsher picture. They suggested that her remarks could leave Sam deeply wounded. For years, he has spoken of Caitríona as his greatest partner. To hear her publicly suggest she doesn't want to work with him again could be painful. Silence from his camp may speak volumes. The biggest question hung in the air. What would Sam Heughan say? As the days passed, his social media accounts remained focused on work. Behind-the-scenes clips from Outlander's final season, promotional posts for his whiskey brand, and snapshots of charity runs. There was no mention of Caitríona's words, no clarification, no denial. His silence was deafening. For some, it was proof that he was hurt, retreating into privacy as he processed the sting of her statement. Others argued that silence was Sam's strength, his way of protecting a friendship he valued too much to drag into the public arena. Whatever the truth, fans projected their emotions onto his quiet, dissecting every post for hidden meaning. The fallout created a clear division in the Outlander community. One side called for empathy toward Caitríona, insisting she had done nothing wrong by voicing her truth. The other side clung to the dream of Sam and Caitríona continuing their creative journey, mourning what they saw as the loss of one of television's most legendary pairings. Fan forums grew heated. We have to accept that Caitríona is putting her family first, wrote one user. Another shot back, but what about Sam? Does his loyalty mean nothing? He must be devastated. Even the cast and crew of Outlander were quietly dragged into the discourse. Quotes from old interviews were resurrected, with fans scrutinizing every word for signs of tension or support. Beyond the drama, a larger question loomed. What would become of their legacy? For years, Sam and Caitríona had been celebrated as one of the greatest acting duos of their time. Their bond had anchored Outlander through its highs and lows, elevating it into a global phenomenon. Now, Caitríona's strong words threatened to redefine how that legacy would be remembered. Would their story end with triumph and gratitude, or with whispers of estrangement? By the week's end, the frenzy showed no signs of slowing. Fans awaited Sam's response with bated breath. Entertainment programs teased exclusive insider updates, though none could confirm the state of the duo's friendship. The silence, combined with the weight of Caitríona's statement, only fueled more speculation. And so the fandom found itself caught in limbo, torn between honoring Caitríona's right to protect her family and fearing the heartbreak of a partnership truly ending. Because if Caitríona's words were final, and if Sam truly remained silent, then one of television's most cherished bonds might have just reached its breaking point.